Good morning. How are you today? I hope you guys are good. It is I, Rev Walter, and we're here once again to take and walk through another exciting week. Can you imagine? This is the last week of the month of June. 30th of June, which is the last week of the month of June, is my wife's birthday. So I'm taking opportunity to wish her happy birthday. I've already sent her all the special messages. Doc, my wife clocks 40 years today. So it's a big 40 for her. She's entering the fourth floor and she's
Wow,
out
wow, 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 wow. Congratulations.
indeed.
Happy birthday.
But I've
We wish her
sent her
happy
some
birthday.
special messages. It's just, I was really praying that would have been together, but hey, we'll still make it up. We'll still make it up. But either way, I have sent her quite a bunch of messages. I'm still going to send some more, which I did preparatorily in readiness for the same. So really hoping we'll be able to have a great time for her out there. But either way, guys, I'm also excited because last week we finally were able to have our first healthy tips presentation. We got a corporate sponsor on now, and that is New Image. Is it New Image, Doc? It's New Image, eh? Our new corporate sponsor for the
Yes,
health.
it's new image wellness.
That's right. So we've got a new sponsor on new corporate image. I'm sorry, New Image, who is a corporate sponsor. They will be running with the Friday. So we're very excited things ahead. You want to watch that. If you missed the one that we did last week, go watch it on Friday. So every Friday, we now have our corporate sponsors on board and they are launching something very exciting in the near future. And they're walking us through the various aspects of health and wellness. You know how important health and wellness is for us. In this, our team, we swear by natural remedies and wellness. We are so sold on that because we know what it does for most people. So even for yourself, you want to make sure that you really look seriously at how to take care of your health long term. You'll be catching, learning more. But every Monday, I come through with this segment. Every Tuesday, we have Dr. Sunshine Sylvia. She does her mindset change program. Wednesdays, we have the mompreneurs with Sampa Chilambre. Then on Thursdays, we have the indomitable Dr. Nelly coming through with her segment, which is Prosperity for Your Soul. And then now on Friday, Healthy Tips, we have New Image who are here on wellness. So very exciting, loaded schedule. And we're proud to be part of that. We have been running for 5 years. If consistency was a name, that's us, and we've never given up or stopped. We are running and continuing. And so if you followed me last week, you remember that I began a presentation around network marketing. Where did that come from? It came from the idea of businesses you can start today with minimal capital. You do need capital, but it's minimal and it's doable. And we looked at, I gave three options. There are many, but I gave three options that are pretty easy to start. They're not a walkover, but they're easy to start. The first I spoke about was becoming a broker. For me, the brokerage business is still the most accessible and easiest business if you know and manage the skill of networking. So you need to learn how to network well. You need to learn how to identify needs. And then once you identify those needs, then you go out there, look for how to link businesses to consumers and consumers to businesses or business to business. So B2B, B2C. So you need to learn how to do that. And what that does for you is it gives you the opportunity to put a markup as a finder's fee, as a commission, and make money. And you know what? There's no limit to how much money you can make out of this. So if you find somebody looking for someone to buy land, you could be a broker in the middle of that. You know somebody that's looking for insurance services, you could be a broker in the middle of that. You know somebody who's looking to access a particular type of service, you know where to find the supplier for that, you can be able to make money. This is the money that or business that you can make very easily and get started if you know how to network. So the key lies in networking and being in the right circles. The second one I talked about, of course, was a mobile money agency. It is a bit capital intensive, but not too much. The float isn't too bad. You can work your way around it. This is something you could start fairly easily. And by the way, the best way to make these things work is hands on. So then I looked at the third one, which is network marketing. For me, being a former, in fact, all of us on this group being former network marketers ourselves, we recommend very seriously network marketing. Why? Because network marketing is the best way to cut your teeth when it comes to learning how to run a business. I'm not joking. And last week I gave you things to look out for when picking the right network marketing opportunity. This week I'm going to speak about 10 reasons why you should be in the business. So, like I was saying, um, last week, I gave a detailed way in which an individual can carry out basic due diligence on the personal franchise business, specifically network marketing and multi-level marketing. They're different, but it's the same thing. And then use that to help them determine which company and leadership to register under. I also demonstrated how precisely that is critical, as getting under the wrong company and leadership makes it very difficult to ever see long-term success in this business. So today we will actually outline 10 reasons why you should be in this business that Robert Kiyosaki calls the business of the 21st century. He spoke about that some years back. Okay, and is widely supported by leading speakers like Anthony Robbins, Dr. Miles Monroe, the late, among others. And it's also fairly easy to start and is suitable for both existing entrepreneurs and business novices. But do bear in mind that easy to start and is suitable for both existing entrepreneurs and business novices. The ease of starting does not take away the work. I need to stress that. The ease of starting does not take away the work involved and the discipline required, just like any other traditional business, to ensure its success. Now, this ease of starting is simultaneously its greatest incentive and its worst weakness. Okay? Why? For those committed to success, network marketing provides the most powerful systems, okay, tools, and processes that exist in any business for next to nothing. You know that, for next to nothing in terms of cost to the individual. However, for those with a lottery mindset, this ease makes it a terrible option and it becomes its greatest weakness, ensuring failure by those wishing to start the business, as they do not treat it like a real business but like some form of lottery instead. Put money in and hope to hit gold, and it just doesn't work that way. Okay, so let's quickly look at the 10 reasons real quick. I'll gallop through them, but I think they will really help you. But I think the emphasis on that last statement I just made is that just because it costs next to nothing to join, I mean, most network marketing companies, I'll get to that, doesn't mean that it's got no work in it. You got to put the work in like any other genuine business, and the 1357 principle works just the same for network marketing as well. We do have exceptional people, exceptional individuals who shoot into the stratosphere at the start of the business and really take off, but that's one in I think 10,000. Okay, 1 in 10,000, I'm not exaggerating, who actually take off and go on to become $1 million earners in this network marketing industry. But for the majority of people, the statistics are less glamorous. Most people, over 90%, will really not make much money in this business, like any other business. I think I gave you the stats. I told you 1 in 10 businesses make it after 1 year, 9 close, and after 5 years, 1 in 100, meaning 99 fail. So if in traditional businesses people fail like that, network marketing is not an exception either. So the majority of people in our industry don't really make money. Let's just get that part out of the way. I don't like lying or sugarcoating or creating false narratives. The fact is, most people will not even make $300 in a year in this industry. But the 10%, they do make some decent money. And I'm talking very serious money. I'm talking, for the 10%, they make anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000 a year. Okay, and then the 3% are the ones that go on into those stratospheric figures, where we're talking about $100,000, $200,000 a month in income. So crossing $1 million a year. But they are not many. It's a small exclusive club. They are there, but it's a small exclusive club, not more than 500, okay, worldwide in all the companies across the world. But a good number, 10% of people who are in the industry do make a sizable living. And some actually go on to be quite comfortable in their lives. So it's a good industry. So let's quickly go through the 10 reasons why the industry. So number one, low startup cost, okay? For most companies, the cost of start ranges from anywhere from $100 to $2,000 depending, okay, which you will agree is nothing considering what that investment comes with. Not only do you get products for those that offer such, right, but you also access world-class systems, tools, and processes, plus mentorship and coaching, all in that price. For me, I think that's awesome. So typical traditional franchise businesses cost of buying can range from $5,000 to $1 million. So that's the price of a real franchise. Like if you want to go and get a Mug and Bean, or you want to go and get, KFC, or you want to, get, I don't know if Angloland is a franchise. I think it is, but I'm not sure, but there are many. And so if you want to get any of those Galitos, Nando's, it'll cost you some serious money. But look at this one. You're talking about $100, $200, $500 to get started. I think for me, that's very decent. Number two, high returns. For those that choose the selling route, this model offers immediate returns with incentives for royalties attached to those profits through building an organization of other vendors like you. So this industry pays for two things mainly, that being the movement of products and the building of an organization through bringing in new members. So movement of products can be a very effective way to make money. I'm sure a number of you have seen some of the network marketing companies around the market. You will see, Longreach, AIM Global, Green World, Edmark, Dyna Farm. There are quite a number. At one point, Jeunesse, Tianchi, all these companies have a component for retail. So those who want to do the retail component, you can make a pretty decent amount of money. I'm not joking. You could run a fairly profitable entity, depending. Number three, unlimited income potential. So now this is where network marketing has its greatest returns, right? As one builds large organizations of users and business owners, the company will pay a royalty. That means every time they do business, you get a portion of that. All volume that's generated by the group, you get paid. And with good comp plans, top earners in the world have been known to earn a staggering $500,000 to $1 million a month. And that built under 7 years. I've never earned that kind of money, of course. But it's just amazing what you can do with this industry. And we've seen absolutely ordinary nobodies go on to become serious earners. And all it takes is leveraging the system within these companies. Number four, global business. So depending on which company one joins, there is an opportunity to build the business anywhere in the world, provided the company has means to service those regions or countries. So this makes it a very exciting prospect for those looking to excel beyond their national boundaries. I remember Tianchi. I was very active in Tianchi. And in Tianchi, I was able to build networks in Tanzania, Kenya, in Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Congo. I forgot about the Congo. Yes, and Congo. So I had networks there, and I had people that were generating business for me, and I went to build them once, and then they remained building. And there are some people who build networks all across the world. Very exciting. This is some of the reasons why network marketing becomes extremely exciting, because now you imagine when you get one of those really super powerful networks with massive volumes, you're home and dry. The kind of income you earn is insane. The money that people make in this is insane. But like I keep saying, it's not as easy as it sounds. There's work involved. That bit you should not forget. Number five, anyone can do it. As Jim Rohn once stated, and I paraphrase, network marketing is the best example on the planet of grassroots capitalism, because it allows anyone from any walk of life to use the one thing they have, their human capital, which is time, effort, and value, to increase or create an enterprise that leads them to true financial freedom. I love that statement by Jim Rohn. I always remember the great late great Jim Rohn and this particular statement. Of course, Jim Rohn was a huge advocate of Herbalife, but beyond that, he became a great motivator and speaker. Many people don't, well, let me not go there. But anyway, so he said these words, and I agree with him: grassroots capitalism, where pure value and the dispensation of effort, value, leverage on a network of systems, tools, mentors, support, and you build a massive, massive business. That's what makes network marketing so uniquely powerful. Number six, minimal risks. We can't lie, okay? The typical businesses take years to establish systems and become profitable, minimum of 5 years. And that in itself is such a great barrier for most people. With the failure rate of 99%, one is better off leveraging on an existing company with an established brand, products and services, and systems that would be prohibitively expensive for the average person to invest in. So in network marketing, you're leveraging an existing business. So you're not going to reinvent the wheel. You are going to take their wheels and ride those wheels, if that makes any sense. So you're not starting from square one. You're not going to register a company. You're not going to look for licensing. You're not do there's certain aspects of business that are so prohibitively restrictive that they can be so challenged. That's why this failure rate is so high. But in network marketing, just like franchising, but at personal level, you leverage an existing system that's already working. So you don't have to go start anything. All you do is just jump on board, learn everything there is to learn, and then just run with it. Number seven, flexible. So unlike traditional business, network marketing can be built either part-time, full-time, or spare time. The entire system permits for all three time models to work. Let me explain that. So what is part-time? That means you work in a job and you're looking for a side hustle. Network marketing is the ultimate side hustle. I'm not kidding. Many people that we worked with in the different models would even reach a point where they would be able to earn the equivalent of the salary on a part-time basis. Now, we're not saying you should quit your job to go into it full time, but it's interesting to note that if in your part time you're making the equivalent of money in your full time, what would happen if you did it full time? So it's really just about a calculated risk, but part time can be done very powerfully with network marketing. Full time means, of course, you do it full time. Spare time means once you have other time other than the other points, you then do it also. Number eight, powerful support system. I've said this quite a bit, but this I've got to really emphasize. So there are basically two systems to leverage when you get into our type of business, okay? The first is the company brand, systems, tools, and processes, and of course the personnel they have within. If you join the right company, preferably international established brand, which has existed for over 5 years, okay, you save yourself a massive amount of effort on that part. So that's the first thing. Second is the leadership under which you connect. That cannot be underemphasized. Okay? Okay? If they have the right support through mentorship and coaching, you cut short your learning curve so that what you could achieve in 5 years, you can do it in half the time or less. Why? Because you're delivering the knowledge of experts, people that have gone down that path, so they will tell you this is what you do, this is what you do, this is the system, this is how you invite, these are the meetings, this is the. So you find that there's a lot that you're able to achieve powerfully as opposed to doing everything from zero with no knowledge whatsoever. Okay, so that's one of the biggest, for me, biggest advantages also, the support system that comes when you become part of them. Number nine, determine your own income. I like that part. Okay, because the model is known, incomes are predictable. Okay, if one is willing to put in the corresponding effort, thankfully that can be demonstrated easily. So we have different amounts that you could earn depending on how much effort you put in. And these are things that are easy to prove. All right, if I contact X number of people, I get Y number of interested people, I get Z people joining. If these Z people join and do this and that, I can earn that amount. So it's very easy. So if you've got an income target in our industry and you decide you want to go for that, it's very easy to demonstrate the amount of work you need to match it. So there's some really inspirational stories around that. when we were doing Tianshu, one of the things that touched my heart immensely is when we're going on one of our trips. We qualified. There were these international trips. They always have these international trips. So one of them was going to Mauritius, 2010. I still remember. And so we all qualified. So it's a big number. From our area here, I think we're about maybe 80 people in total. So the amazing thing about this network marketing company is sometimes they could book an entire flight. Just the same people. It's absolutely amazing. I remember when we went to China, the entire A340, that big plane, I don't know what you call it, the Airbus, the Ethiopians alone, I'm not joking, the Ethiopians alone were 500 people that qualified to go to China. And so we get into the plane and 500 people are dressed in, I don't know if those were 500 or 300, but the plane was fully booked except for business class, fully booked by distributors from just Ethiopia alone. And then we were coming about what? Southern Africa, probably about 40 of us. So 40 plus those Ethiopians, we land in China. The whole plane is just Tian's distributors. That's one of the things that excites me about this industry. When you understand how it works and what it does to change and transform lives of people. We've got BF Sumo as well here in Zambia. We've got, I've forgotten the other companies, but we've got a bunch of them. And a number of these have raised really formidable leaders. So I cannot belittle in any way what transformation people have gotten as a result of this industry of ours. The most effective aspect of this industry, in my opinion, is the health and wellness. But there are many other forms of network marketing. But for me, health and wellness still takes the cream. Number 10, ready-made business. I need to say that again. Ready-made business. Okay? This is literally a plug and play business. You simply register with the appropriate fees and voila, you're good to go. So in short, registration issues are already done. Compliance issues are already done. Presence of products is already dealt with. So many aspects that make business quite challenging are usually already covered. And so when you've come in, you're just leveraging because you find everything is ready and good to go. So that's why personally, I'm huge on recommending network marketing. Now, I'm not active in network marketing right now, but I do buy products. I do use products. I am a member. And when new image comes, I will join new image. But I'm not. But the most important thing you need to understand is that I love the products, and I think they're very helpful. And when you watch on Fridays, you learn more about how the products can be a life-saving component for you. But what's even more critical in my presentation is that if you're one of those that's really looking for a break, okay, you're looking for a break, things have been rough, things have been bad, and you're looking for a genuine break. I assure you, if you join the right company, network marketing is one of the most genuine break giving opportunities you will find. In fact, for me, it is the most level playing field you'll ever find with network marketing. There are many, many businesses out there, but I can tell you, network marketing, level playing field. And a lot of people say, no, those who come in early, yes, I agree, position makes a difference. But what I've seen is people who are very profoundly powerful and who understand what it takes. They tend to take off, and they take off for good. And you just see the results because it is able to bring powerful transformation in their lives. So if you look at some of the top leaders in these companies I just mentioned and what has happened to them, many of them have been able to do immensely powerful things. Let me talk about myself. Let me give my own testimony. I love network marketing because network marketing is the one that taught me, that harnessed, that sharpened my ability to persuade people, to sell to people. It harnessed my capacity to manage people. One of the hardest, most difficult things you can imagine. You go to network at the peak of my work in one of the network marketing companies, specifically TN's. I had a network of about 9,000 people. And so 9,000 people, it's crazy. I had networks in Luanshya, in Mufulira, in Mansa, in Mongu, in Livingston, all over in Eastern Province, Chipata, Malawi, Zimbabwe, okay, Tanzania, Congo, Namibia. I had all these networks. South Africa never really took off. I tried. But you know what? It's just amazing. And I had situations where distributors, especially Zimbabwe and parts of Zambia, distributors would actually arrange and put up accommodation for me, get transport for me. And you'd arrive as a leader and be able to work with these people 2, 3, 4 days. They would arrange conferences, special meetings. Zimbabwe, I got to meet very high ranking government officials because of this business. In fact, just today, one of the leaders in Zim was just messaging me and sharing a picture from 10 years ago. I really did look young. And she was just reminding me, hey, I'm still around. When you next come, please let me know. And these distributors in Zimbabwe would put me up in the Hilton. Just imagine the Harare Hilton. I would put there. Was it Hilton? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's on Hilton. And one of the distributors, offered their very, very luxurious Mercedes to drive me around. So I would arrive presidential style. Zimbabweans have got this thing about pampering their leaders. Very powerful, very, very honorable, very nice. But what really, really touched me is just the zeal and the determination they had to be successful. And they would learn from me and learn from leaders. And we had this system in our industry where we really appreciate the leaders, because it takes a lot to build a business and get it to stand and get distributors to succeed. And when distributors succeed, especially those coming from very painful, sad backgrounds, they appreciate. Like, back to the story of Mauritius. We were in that plane, and this one lady, as the plane is now taking off, this was the first time for this lady to be in a plane, because she traveled from Malawi all the way to Joburg, because we were getting this flight from Joburg into Mauritius. That's where the flight was paid for. So they come by bus, the whole Malawi team. There were about maybe 20 of them, and they come through into Joburg. And this woman has a story, and she finally gets in the plane. And as the plane is taking off, she just screams and cries and just starts praying and thanking God. And it looks simple, right? Because people like you and me, yeah. But for some people, that was our first flight. That was her first passport. It came through this opportunity. This woman used to work in tropicals. Her husband abandoned her, left her with 3 kids. She was basically a street vendor. And someone introduced her to one of the teas and taught her how to sell it. And she began to sell it. And from that, she had to struggle to raise money for that tea. By today's standard, that tea would be about 600, 700 kwacha. She had to raise 700 kwacha to buy a box and started retailing it. And she was able to make, almost double the money from what she paid for it. And the story is amazing, because from that, she was able to build a massive network and start earning serious money. We built a house. What the stupid husband came back. Sorry, the stupid husband came back, and of course, being a woman, she took him back. But the point is, he was on the trip with her, going to Mauritius. So it was an amusing story for the rest of us. That that's the man who had ran away. But you know how love is. But what's amazing is that her life completely changed on account of just an opportunity that comes through network marketing. That's why I respect network marketing, because it's the one business I know where almost nobody's, in fact, nobody's gone to become somebody's. Zeros become heroes. All they need is determination and the fight to keep on keeping on. And if they come under the right leadership, they will be guided into the stratosphere and success. Of course, if they also join the right company, because there's a lot of crappy ones. So you join the right leadership, the right company, the sky's the limit. On that note, guys, I want to thank you so much for today. Tomorrow, Doc is here as usual with Mindset Change. And what we'll do, next week, I'm coming and continuing the bootstrapping concept, because it's so powerful. I just wanted to show you business models you can use to build from zero, from scratch. And in the next one now, we go into more traditional business, and I'm going to show you all the ropes and tricks on how to take a traditional business and start from scratch. Whether it's chicken rearing, whether it's selling kabulangeti at your house or kapenta or whatever, making scones, I don't care. I will show you how you build from there and how you take that into a massive, massive business. Right. So on that note, guys, have a good one. Tomorrow, join Doc as she comes through with Mindset Change Program. God bless you. Take care.